we going, everybody? Going to give you a quick update on my tomatoes. So we've had some crazy weather, hot days, cold nights, windy days, rainy days, drizzle. Anyway, no sprays, no fungicides, herbicides or insecticides. No herbicides. So this is the first one. Haven't pruned it much, very little pruning at all. So we've got a sucker coming up there, plenty up there. No fruit at the bottom here, at the first row. A couple of bottom leaves are starting to discolour, that's quite normal, but a very healthy and vibrant plant. Spoke about the flowers last time, and when you see discolouring on the stem of the flower, that's a sign to tell you that your plant's stressed out and more likely too much nitrogen release, and it causes it to fall off, and a lack of calcium, but not a problem here. Have a look at these, and I just remembered what they are. They're big Moluccas. So I planted a couple of early ones in here that I germinated, and have a look at this spike. Have a look at this. This is what big Molucca does. It grows a spike of flowers like a bloody branch. Have a look at it. See, that's all the way up here, goes all the way down to there. So it's growing straight up like its own little, shoot. Because they normally come off the side of the plants, but these ones grow right from the corner of the base there, and it's taken off like crazy. If you've got a couple of diseased leaves, make sure you remove them. Nothing too dramatic at the moment, but a very healthy plant overall. And get your tomato stakes in if you haven't done so. Oh, we've got the first ones ripening. Look at this. This is a specimen and a half. We have set fruit pretty much on almost every cluster of flowers that it's produced, right from the bottom, folks. This one here struggled, obviously. We've got tomatoes. There's one there. There's another one there. There's another one there, and there's another one there. So it's still setting fruit. There's more coming on here. We lost a couple of flowers. And look, admittedly, this, when that happens and you've got fruit everywhere else, you know it's adverse weather effects that's caused the damage, and they've died back. Now, early blight, showing signs of blight, markings here like that. We're just got to be careful not to keep them too wet over above, and don't water them overhead every day. Monitor the weather, and if it's a bit cool, don't water overhead. If it's going to be hot enough, then you can give it a good burst because it'll dry out quick enough. The forest of tomatoes. They're everywhere in here, folks. They're just hanging everywhere like grapes. I'm talking dozens. And there's the two plants here, only two plants grown on a string. You can see how I grow them here. And we've got flowers coming on, flowers on top of flowers. And all we do is just wrap it around like that. Very little handling. And I have not pruned a leaf off these plants yet. Not a single leaf. I'm not spitting at them, I'm blessing them. It's a Greek thing. Look it up, Google it. With tomatoes as a young seedling, if you find your tomatoes jumped into a fruit straight away, like we have here, see that there? Normally that would be the end of the tomato's life, the plant's life that is. It would not set any more fruit because it's stressed out. And admittedly, if you reflect back on the videos that we've done with this garden bed here, it was dehydrated, blah, 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 and this plant was on its way out. So we've since rejuvenated it. We haven't done an insulation wall, so this was just prior to the new sort of theory that I'm practicing, but we did plant it out properly. We got our moss on top, and if you look carefully, all these little unusual leaves that are popping up here, they look like weeds. Well, we've got some Australian wildflowers sown in here. I've got a couple of packets from our seed range and just threw the seeds everywhere. So I don't know what's going to come up, but I dare say some of them are going to be at least a metre tall. So the ruffled leaf basil is going to struggle to push its head up. But look at the tomato. It's got new growth coming on. So that tells me we've activated the soil and the plant is happy. And this bed over here, folks, well, you remember this one was really struggling. I could not get an ounce of water to penetrate through and hydrate it well. And have a look at these tomatoes now. I've started to string them up. These that you're looking at the moment are all self-germinated. So we had some Adele tomatoes here. I'm not sure if they sprouted, but these are the Cherry Champ Joys or something like that have sprouted up, and we've got them troweling across and stringing them up here. So we're going to get them to grow nice and tall. And we've got 2 or 3 other varieties amongst here that I haven't trained yet, but this one I have, and that's loaded up from the bottom as well. Poor soil, work with it, minimal amount of effort required and no digging. You can eventually bring it back to good health and life, and your plants will show you and reward you with beautiful produce coming out of them. One more tomato. And this one here, I can't remember what variety because I don't put labels down. This is growing beautifully inside. The first leaves that I'm picking off, you can see the bottom ones. I'm right at the bottom there. We've only had one incident here that we broke the stem off on this one here, but everything else other than that has been doing tremendously well and close attention even to the tops too sometimes, folks. Oh, a little bit of rust and angular leaf spot developing on it. That could be for a number of reasons, but pick them off, don't leave them on there. They'll never recover, never recover. But on the brighter side, look at the flowers, look at the fruit. Beautiful clusters. There you go, folks. Got plenty of tomatoes coming along here in the garden here, and another 100 here growing on the ground. I'm going to pot up a lot of them, try and get them into a hothouse eventually, but if you're interested in some of those big malakas, message us and I'll see what we can do. They're not for sale yet, not yet. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com. From me, Vasili, Maharishi.